Welcome to Rivalry on the Mic, where two friends, two fan bases, and way too many hot takes collide. I'm Trey Hardiman, a die-hard Ohio State fan, and sitting across from me, unfortunately, is my co-host and friend and a proud Oregon Ducks fan, Theo Dudek. Every single week, though, we're going to break down the biggest moments in sports, debate the hottest takes, and maybe, just maybe, agree on something, but do not count on it.
From heated game breakdowns to real-life stories beyond the scoreboard, it's friendship, it's competition, and don't worry, it's going to involve a whole lot of trash talk.
So grab your jersey, grab your coffee, grab whatever you need to grab, and buckle up because on this mic, the rivalry never rests. Welcome to another episode of Rivalry on the Mic. I'm here with my co-host Theo and our producer Jeremy, ready for another episode. Super excited to see what we're going to talk about today. But as always, we want to start the show off with, how was your week, Theo?
It's going.
It's happening.
It's going. Yeah.
March is here, though. So
we're getting into this is like the dog days. 'Cause we have like a solid month with like no days off of
no breaks.
School, not until Easter.
Okay.
And so, yeah.
Because your school district currently does not do.
We don't do spring break.
You don't do spring break.
We get the Friday before and Monday after.
That's tough.
So
that's tough.
Yeah.
Okay.
But other than that, you know what?
It is what it is.
We're surviving.
Okay.
We're surviving. That's the word I'm gonna use.
Okay. Yeah, this week has been crazy. I've been been doing a lot of running, and I did a crazy workout yesterday. I felt pretty good about it. And so trying to break that 5-minute mile, man, and working hard to get there. And so, but week's been pretty normal.
Jeremy, how's your week been?
Oh man, thanks for asking. It's been good so far.
I don't really care.
It's
So
literally
Next.
it's literally only Tuesday, so it's good, man.
Okay.
12 miles in,
Okay.
ran 12 miles so far this week. Training for that marathon.
Hey, man. Love to see it.
Cannot relate
See it.
to
Theo,
12.
you gonna run with us sometime?
Yeah, Theo needs to start running.
You let me know when you're running half a mile, and I'll be there.
All right, bet.
And then after that, I'll just follow you in a golf cart and just. Actually, you know what? You put me on a bike.
Put you on a bike?
I love to ride. I love to ride bikes.
Okay. All right.
So I would do in a heartbeat.
Okay.
Like even going to the gym.
Okay.
I like to ride. I like to sit and ride the bike.
Do you like the elliptical? The elliptical is like my least favorite
No.
type of like running. Like the treadmill is fine, but like the elliptical, it's like it's cardio, but like I hate that machine.
I've learned though, over running and watching videos and things, that the elliptical is like if you're injured.
Well,
in
yeah,
running,
it's really good for you because
that's
there's no,
what you
there's
do.
no, yeah.
and it keeps your fitness. It's crazy. I didn't know that.
What if you're just like fat and don't want to do it? Is it elliptical to go to for me?
I mean,
You'd probably lose a lot of weight. if you did
yeah.
it,
I mean,
like,
you're
consistently.
gonna do similar things that you
Nope.
would do to running, but like there's no like weight on your knees and no like contact. So,
Courtney loves the Stairmaster.
ooh, that's
I feel like
that's
I'm not gonna say that.
yeah. I mean, I feel like that's a pretty typical thing. So.
Okay, you said it. I think women typically like the Stairmaster.
Yeah, I mean it's a
I
it's a
hate
good
it.
workout.
Get me
It's-
off
Well,
of
I
that.
think, and I do believe that that's a typical thing for
She
the men.
does
Like
the
men typically
Stairmaster,
don't.
and there's a treadmill right next to the far one, so that's what we. So I'll walk on the treadmill, and she'll be on the stair. But I'll put the treadmill at like, so I'm just like walking straight uphill. Okay. But
I love
yeah,
it. All right, well, we got to move on. But there was a ton of different things that happened in the sports world, and I know Jeremy's going to get us to our next topic here after just a minute. But what's been going on around or going on in sports lately that you are like is crazy right now?
to me, I love them, but UNC making the tournament.
I cannot believe that.
That was bad.
Do you believe they deserve to
No.
be? Okay. I'm
Because
glad.
I saw like what their justification was, and it was like,
Well, because to me it was Texas or North Carolina, which Texas got into the play-in.
they're both in the play-in.
Okay.
Yeah, because Texas could play Illinois,
Oh, I guess that's true. Let me look at this.
but I really, honestly, the whole bracket I just thought was not very good.
Well, it doesn't. You're not rewarding who I think you need to reward.
Yeah, like I don't know.
We'll get into it.
Yeah, listening to it, I think, yeah.
I mean, I think another thing that I've been watching is I think we've been both probably, and all of us have probably been watching a lot of college basketball as like March Madness is approaching. And there's been some teams that just look really, really good. And there's been other teams that look like, okay, you guys could make some noise. Like a team like Michigan State to me could make some noise. But I know we're going to get into college basketball eventually in the bracket and all those different things. But I watch a lot of Lakers, and they went on that 3-game like losing streak. I think it was 2 or 3, but then they've won 2 in a row. One of which were like Austin Reeves and Dalton Connect, like those
I was
guys.
gonna say, didn't they combine
right
for
now.
like almost 70?
Yes, and so like honestly, LeBron does this thing every once in a while, where I think he is injured. I think he's actually injured right now and he's not playing. But every once in a while, I do think it's like good for a team to like learn how to play without him. Because you have to be more confident. You have to go be a dog. And I think one of the more fascinating things that I've seen over the last week or so with the Lakers is obviously Luka's going to Luka, but like seeing Austin Reeves and Dalton Connect be able to play, and even little Bronny James action. He's been getting a couple minutes. So.
Dalton Connect, I always thought was like the steal of the draft.
Absolutely.
From where he was.
Absolutely.
For that. But yeah, LeBron's probably hurt, but he's also probably like, you know what? I'll take a week.
I'll take a week, and like as long as they don't get, as long as they're not drop into the 6th seed or something like
he's fine. He's fine.
I think they'll be all right.
Yeah.
NFL free agency. Any shockers for you?
Since no, not really.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just now waiting for the draft.
Okay. Yeah.
I know the Chargers are notorious. We're notorious for picking up like unwanted.
Who do you want? Who do you want them to get in the draft? The Chargers.
Probably Loveland.
Loveland,
the tight end.
The tight end. Okay. Oh, that's fair. He's really good
From Penn State. Yeah.
From Penn State or Loveland is. I'm pretty sure Loveland is the Michigan guy.
Maybe
so the Michigan is the Loveland is the Michigan tight end who's really, really good, and then the Penn State is Warren. Is that his last name?
Tyler Warren.
Tyler Warren.
He's like he did everything.
I want the Michigan guy. I had
Loveland's
Loveland's name, but
as much as it pains me to say this as an Ohio State fan, Loveland will be a very good NFL player.
I've also seen the wide receiver from Arizona. People are talking about him dropping.
I mean, I think,
and if he was there, I wouldn't be upset about it.
Well, I think a lot of it's happening right now. I think a lot of people are beginning to raise the stock with Emeka's Mbuka's like pro day coming up. I think his pro day. I think that's this week.
Because at one point he was projected
the number
in
one.
The Chargers. Well, in the Chargers area. Range.
Well, and I think also,
but now he's moving up.
Yeah.
But now he's moving up, taking over. So I think,
which I would not be shocked if he ends up being the number 1 wide receiver taken off the board.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
And that's not just me being biased, but okay. Well, Jeremy, let's move on, man.
Yep. Let's move on to the next thing. We talked about news around the league, but we're gonna jump into our first segment, and it's just like it's something that I think we have to do as sports fans because I don't think we've really talked about this even outside of like these walls. I know some of Trey's favorite players and things, but like Theo's, I don't really know that for him. So we are just simply there's no like it's not a list, it's not a draft. So if you have the same person, it's okay.
Okay.
But the goal is just we each say our top 3 favorite NBA players. And it's not even like
the greatest.
It's who is your favorite?
Okay.
Top 3. And then
current players or all time?
All time.
Okay.
And then all time favorite top 3 NFL players.
Okay.
And so it's just just get an
understanding of
gauge
like
where the room's at. You know?
Okay.
Who really knows ball?
Okay, but no. Okay, see, now we're getting into
you can't
language
go this.
No, but
that
it's
was
like,
for me. That was directed at me.
It's like no. Who's my favorite athlete? Well, it's LeBron James.
Well, you're
Michael Jordan.
NBA
You pick
players.
Like
if he's not in your top 3, you're an idiot.
But that's no, because top 3 favorite. Like it's my top 3 favorite.
Sure.
LeBron is not one of my
top 3 favorite players. Sure.
Yeah.
And are we going? So if we say all time, are we saying so like that? You could say like Jordan.
Yeah.
Like none of us watch Jordan play.
Yeah, but like you could watch.
Well,
highlights.
other than me, I was the only one.
I'm
old
low
enough
key.
to watch
I'm
Jordan
low key
play.
sticking to who I've watched live.
Yeah, I was probably gonna do the same thing.
Live,
but I remember.
Like who I've been
I
able to
remember
see.
watching Jordan's last game.
Okay,
But
that's
I'm
insane.
But like I'm sticking to who
I'm turning
I've
30
seen.
this year, guys. So.
Oh man, yeah. I was gonna say it.
Hey, he's got it.
Okay.
I'm sticking to like who I've seen like on TV or something.
I probably will do the same. So, but top three NBA players, and then we're gonna move on to NFL players.
Yeah, and so we can do the draft.
Sure,
but
but
you can.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Honestly, Lob City Blake Griffin was probably one of my
Okay.
favorites to watch.
Well, when we're talking about March Madness, he went crazy
Yeah.
at Oklahoma, played with his brother, and
But
then
that group that was the one I like really started getting into the NBA.
Chris
It was
Paul,
honestly
him.
Chris Paul, DeAndre Jordan,
that
him, JJ,
Lob City,
Jamal
man.
Crawford
That
off
was
the
crazy.
bench. And then Al-Farouq Aminu was the worst small forward. Like that was your three, and I feel like that was
That was
always
a
what
crazy
kept
time.
them back.
That was a crazy time.
But watching Blaker, even like just honestly, that team in general was just so much fun to watch. But like it was always the choke of the playoffs. But
yeah, they could.
that was when I really. So I would say Blake Griffin, Lob City Blake Griffin specifically.
Okay.
was my top to watch.
All right. Am I up next?
Yeah, go ahead.
LeBron. My top favorite player. I mean, I'm originally from Ohio, and so like I don't know how to say this other than like people who are from Ohio, who understand where he came from, all those different things. I think it's really hard to not like LeBron. Obviously, he left Cleveland and did the whole thing, and then came back but won a championship. I remember the very first time in 03 that I saw him like play. I got to watch, or I guess it would have been 2002 when I watched him play on television at St. Vincent St. Mary's, and it was just like the chosen one, and it felt like the people say all the time that this they're about to see the next Jordan, but then it was like watching his career and be like, oh my goodness, he had all these expectations at a young age. At 16, gets a magazine with the chosen one label, and then it's like he becomes what he became. He's probably one of my top three favorite players of all time.
That is respectable.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it's a LeBron James.
Yeah.
And it's nice that you're not like a Laker LeBron fan.
No. Yeah, I've been watching him for a long time.
You're just a LeBron.
I'm a LeBron.
fan.
I'm a big time LeBron fan. So
Yeah. Well,
Respect it.
you're going to see a pretty.
it's gonna be LSU players.
I was gonna say you're gonna see like a pretty
It's
even.
gonna be Shaq.
Like, I mean, he's really all we got. Okay.
Ben Simmons.
I know Ben Simmons. And one time, I would have been like, "Yeah, I love Ben Simmons," when he first came out. But
Yeah, absolutely.
but that's not no. this
Okay,
isn't
who's your top player?
about- I no particular order. Like my three are not gonna be like one.
Sure.
Just as I
sure.
think of them, but like number one, I'd probably say Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay, that's fair, dude.
Love watching him play basketball,
Mhm.
and like never really watched him,
Mm-hmm.
but you just know. And like
Right, it's Shaq.
LSU has a statue outside of the stadium, it's like, or the arena. So it's like cool. I've been there, it's seen it. It's like, and he's an awesome dude too.
Well, yeah, he's funny. He's hilarious. Like
Yeah.
he's kind of honestly, I don't know why we didn't even ever talk about him when we had the episode when we talked about icons. Like he's kind of an iconic athlete. I don't know that he's up there with the
And
top.
also just a person.
Yeah, I mean he does
is
all. His,
just such a like.
I love that
good
pick
person
though.
as well.
I think
I just-
Shaquille
yeah,
O'Neal top. Yeah, I mean he would be. I think I would honestly. This is gonna be a hot take. I would choose him in my like starting five over Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Like I would choose Shaquille O'Neal.
I probably would too.
Like personally, but
Just-
are you going next?
no, we can
Okay, yeah.
go back around.
Yep, you're fine. You can get who's your next top player of all time?
Gordon Hayward.
Go.
Uh,
I just being from Indiana, all
Is
I
it
can
'cause you
think
kinda
of when I
look like
think
him?
of Gordon,
Is it because you kind of look like him or something?
maybe a little bit, but like
I don't think
all
I've
I
ever
can,
heard that. But I appreciate that.
all I can think of when I I don't know that I could disagree more with what he just said, and I just said maybe a little bit.
I really don't think so, but I appreciate it.
But all I can think of with Gordon Hayward is being from Indiana is that when he was on Butler and he missed the game-winning shot
Against Duke.
against Duke from like half court,
Mhm.
but like Butler should not have been in that game in the first place, and Gordon Hayward just went crazy. But
Yeah,
anyway, go ahead.
because from college, so I was, like watched him during
Yeah.
their runs,
Yeah.
and he was like,
Mhm.
just a dog,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just this kid from Indiana,
Mm-hmm.
and so then I watched him on the Jazz, and then when loved him on the Jazz, and I remember watching when Kobe dropped 60 in his final game, and Gordon Hayward just guarded him half the
Yeah,
time. I was
hard.
like, yikes, but
Okay,
respect it. But
Gordon Hayward.
yeah,
Okay.
I like Gordon. And
No,
then
I mean I think that's a
bought
perfectly
his
fine.
bought his jersey.
Okay.
Day later, leg snap.
Oh, he will not be playing for this team again.
From there on, I was just I
won't
felt
be the
bad
same.
because he was like and that team could have been
Well,
something
I
really
think-
special with
Well,
him.
that year, the year before he snapped his leg, wasn't he All NBA?
I think so. Yeah, because he
I
went
think
from
he
the
was
Jazz
top. I
to
think
the
he might have been
Celtics.
13, but I think he was all NBA.
But he was, and yeah, that
because
because
he was averaging 20.
that was
Yeah.
yeah, because that was back when like I'm trying to think who was on the. That was like Jaylen Brown was young,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember I can still like remember sitting in my dorm room like watching it on my TV and just seeing my kids move his leg and it just broke and I was
Just
just
holding it. Yeah.
I remember I took off my jersey. I wrote R.I.P. on a piece of paper, and that was back when like I think Vine or something like that was still a thing.
Okay.
And so I put his jersey on and just tossed the rip on it, and it like went pretty viral.
That's awesome. Or not awesome. Sorry, Gordon. Okay. Gordon Hayward is your
Yes.
second top 3 favorite NBA player. My second, I'm going Allen Iverson. I think many kids, I just remember I always wanted to be the number 3 when I was playing basketball in Little League, middle school, and then even in high school. And like, that was so much fun. I think he made the game cool, to an extent. Like, I think also it was just like the way he played the game was a lot of fun. I'm like 5'9". He was shorter for an NBA player.
What was he, 6 foot?
He was technically, I think he was 6 foot, probably closer to 5'11", but I think on paper he was 6 foot.
Yeah, you gotta do that.
But he just played so hard nosed, killer crossover. He just played with a lot of like just a lot of attitude. And so I really respected, like, he wasn't afraid to go into the paint, but he had a killer, like, I don't know, step back mid-range jumper. I wish his career, like, I wish that he would have been able to beat the Lakers, because like I feel like people would talk about AI at a higher level had he been able to win that finals against the Lakers. But he was kind of Iguodala was on that team, but he kind of was a lone wolf a little bit, and so
Well, that was a young, was young Iggy.
yeah. So just jump out the gym, Iggy, but still, but yeah, AI is definitely one of my top 3 players of all time, or favorite players.
Yeah, no, that's fair. The step over,
Dude. Iconic moments.
Oh, Ty Lue, poor guy.
Man,
Ty Lue with cornrows
I'm trying
got
to
stepped over.
I'm trying to think of like when I truly started watching the NBA.
Sure.
And like, who was it like that did it? Like, because when we all watched the NBA the most in like middle school and high school,
Sure.
was like the peak. Like all-star games were good.
Mhm.
The jerseys were better.
Mhm.
They played good defense. Lots of
Mhm.
like a lot harder. Like
Sure.
foul calls weren't every two times down the court. So I'm really thinking that this is tough. 'Cause
It's fine, man.
I think I want to go with Jeremy Lin.
Okay. That
I
like,
love that.
I love that
That is
because
a
like that was a
phenomenal
crazy time in NBA basketball.
Lin Sanity is
Brother
like,
got a movie for that.
I
that's
just
crazy.
remembered it.
That was very
so
vivid. Yeah.
vivid.
Mhm.
And I was like,
Yeah,
man,
that was such a good time, man.
That's an
It's like
insane poll.
because I agree. Like I remember just sitting, like being like, "Am I really about to watch the Knicks
They're
right
all
now?"
of a sudden, Knicks are just on ESPN
all
and
the
it's
time.
like for one person.
yeah.
And then
And
Kobe
then-
Bryant being like, "Who's that?" And it's like Lynn saying it, and then he drops 40 on him. Like,
undrafted, like
yeah, rags
Do you
to
see
riches.
what? Have you ever watched like the Linsanity documentary?
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah,
Yeah. So when then the reporter's like, "What do you think Kobe thinks now?" And he was like, "Man, I want to be like, who's Kobe?"
yeah.
But then I was like, "Nah, what would Jesus do?" He was like,
That's
like,
awesome.
I don't know. You can
Lynn
go ask
Sanity,
him."
though, I love that.
That
That's a
is
great pick.
I
That's
do
a great
love
pick.
that. I do. That's
What you got?
very good about that.
What's your final favorite NBA player of all time?
Good old prime Russell Westbrook
Okay.
on the Thunder.
Okay. Yeah.
Honestly, after KD left,
Mm-hmm.
that was when like you watched him turn into just like he played with playoff intensity,
Mm-hmm.
NBA Finals intensity every game, and like he was gonna do whatever it took.
Yeah.
That was when I loved watching him. Honestly, this was tough because it was either between that or when Harden was score like average like 60 points for like 2 weeks straight. But I think prime. Yeah, Russell Westbrook. He's on the Nuggets now, so I
get that,
I
yeah.
watch him a lot more now too.
I just
but,
remember
like,
when the why not, like when he started doing the why not, like whole theme, and I was like, that is so hard. Like that is like so cool. When he started saying that, and when he was in it, like the first time I remember, it was like he was being, it was someone was reporting on him, and they were like talking about maybe it was the team, and maybe they're not going to be as good or whatever, and he's like, why not? And it's just like it blew up, and being like, oh.
Also, his steal against the Lakers and his dunk. Oh, That was
There was a time period where that dude was like, anytime he was approaching the rim, it just was like, is he gonna break his hand?
like
of
he
how
wanted
hard
he
was
wanted to
slamming the ball.
break
Yeah.
break something.
Yes. So
Like whether it was his. I remember one time he dunked it and it hit he dunked it. It hit him in the face.
Straight in the face,
and
yeah.
like his like he had a mask on and it
Yeah.
still like stunned him because he threw it down so hard.
Russell Westbrook. Okay, my final one that I'm gonna go with is between two guys. I think both of them, like in terms of my love for basketball, both of these guys were a part of it. And so I'm just gonna say them both, but I'm gonna go with Reggie Miller, being from Indiana and living in Indiana basketball and like what he meant to the Pacers. I'm gonna go with Indiana. My honorable mention though is Chauncey Billups, because Mr. Big Shot for me was like when I remember shooting on my Nerf goal, I remember shooting as Reggie and shooting as Chauncey Billups when it was clock is going down 10, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chauncey Billups, Mr. Big Shots. But Reggie Miller will be my pick, being from Indiana. I remember him doing a lot of, scoring however many points in 16 seconds or whatever it was. And he was just an Indiana legend.
Him and Spike Lee.
Yeah, him and Spike Lee.
Iconic.
So, Jeremy.
Yeah, let's wrap this up. I would say my last man, this guy for me is just like how AI for you, Trey. Like, and it's like, oh, okay, makes sense. But like, this guy might be my favorite of the three, but it is Kyle Korver.
Okay.
Because he put me in a mindset of like, I can play basketball with anybody, bro.
Exactly.
I walk into any gym and I'm like, I'm the best shooter in here, and I'm going to play like it.
Right.
And then people pick you up. Because where I'm from, my skin color doesn't get picked to play basketball unless you can
shoot the ball. Sure.
And I could. And so I got to play basketball. And it was because I watched, like, man, Kyle Korver.
Dude, that boy's highlights. That boy's high school highlights is crazy.
Insane. But
Kyle Korver, man, what a dog.
That is. You had some phenomenal pulls there.
hey,
Yeah.
I had some,
Lin.
Jeremy Lin.
I had some
Kyle
others
Korver.
that were
Okay.
That was good.
But
Are we doing NFL?
yeah, let's run it.
Okay.
Let's go quick.
A little bit quicker.
Not as much.
Not as much dialogue?
Yeah.
Okay.
But-
Theo, first NFL player, what do you got? Favorite NFL player of all time?
Okay, someone else go.
Okay, I'll go first.
All right.
I'm going to go, I'm going Peyton Manning.
That's fair.
I'm an Indiana guy, Peyton Manning. Like, what he did for the community, what he did for the area, brought us Super Bowl. Hilarious, Peyton Manning.
Yeah. And I mean, I have to go Drew Brees.
Sure.
He's one of my top 5 quarterbacks of all time. Holds many records. One of the most accurate quarterbacks ever, and brought the Saints to Super Bowl. Man,
Absolutely.
What more can you do?
I can't
Okay.
think. Someone else go.
Okay.
I'm struggling.
You
I'll have to
struggling?
go.
Okay, I will
like,
go
move,
my
move,
number
move.
2, and then we'll get to Theo's number 1. My number 2 is LaDainian Tomlinson. When I was in 5th grade, was playing football, and we were the Chargers, and I just remember like just watching LaDainian Tomlinson highlights and just being like, this dude is ridiculous. So yeah, LaDainian Tomlinson, I think he should be higher on the greatest running backs of all time list, because he's typically pretty low, but like I mean he's great.
Okay,
You
weird
got
one.
your number
Yeah,
one?
yeah,
All right.
Yeah. I'm going Isaac Bruce.
Okay.
Kind of a weird one,
Okay,
but
yeah.
St. Louis.
Well, still St. Louis, yeah.
Still St. Louis, yeah. But I can remember like my dad talking about him, and so
Okay.
then like I would go back and like watch some
Okay.
stuff, and then like Kurt Warner, the movie about Kurt
Yeah.
Warner,
Right,
was-
yeah.
like that was pretty cool. So yeah, I would say Isaac Bruce
Okay.
would be mine.
Jeremy number 2.
That's fair. It's tough because I have a lot of guys in my head that I'm like, man, that's my favorite player, really.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm like, you know what? I don't care. Like,
Sure.
it's my list. I'm gonna do it how I want to.
Sure.
Man. Oh gosh, I think it's because when I like watch the NFL the most and like who I'm thinking, Adrian Peterson.
Dude. Freak.
Yeah. His
Absolute
prime
freak.
was just so good.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's tough. Yeah, AP.
Okay. What's your number 2?
I would probably say Marshawn Lynch.
Okay.
Sorry, but yeah, Marshawn
good.
Lynch.
Well, mine's about to be controversial, so.
Okay, go for
Yeah.
it. Go for it.
It's controversial, I know, but 2003 NFL will never be the same. Michael Vick. Like,
no, that's fine.
like
Oh,
in terms of favorite players ever, like I'm going to the game and the NFL, like Madden in 2003. Holy moly, the Atlanta Falcons.
I was gonna say Falcons. Vic was
Golly, but I mean, he was, he's one of the, he's not the first black quarterback, but I thought always like I mean, he brought a level of coolness, and obviously he gets in trouble, but like I always think for Michael Vick, like had he not gotten in trouble, what he could have been. But he definitely was my favorite NFL player. Especially I was at that point, like throughout the majority of his career, I was still playing football, and so like you looked up to him. So
Right. It's tough to think about like now my favorites being like guys that haven't been in the league.
yeah, isn't that crazy?
Because I'm like, they don't all have to be old heads or
Right.
people that
Yeah.
are retired. So
Yeah,
truly, my top 3 could have all been like, you could name all of them
Yeah.
right now easily. But I'm going to go with my last one is Jay Jettis, Justin Jefferson.
okay,
It's just like, I love
okay,
him.
okay, yeah.
And like he holds something in my heart that like, actually taking it back. Take it back. Jaden Daniels.
Okay, I was gonna say you talk about Jaden Daniels
I
like he's like
love
the greatest
Jaden
thing that's
Daniels.
ever touched earth.
I mean, he's the best quarterback the Commanders have ever had. That's for sure.
Baker Mayfield.
Is that your final?
That's my final one. I love Baker. I love watching Baker. I don't
1, 2, 3, 4. Baker and 5.
Browns, Rams, Panthers, Bucks.
By the way, Shaden Sharp
Give
did
me
another one. He said Thunder, Rumble, Dumble, Lakers and 5. I don't remember if that was exactly what he said, but it was something like that.
Jeez.
Jeremy, move us on, man.
Yep. All right. Next thing, we're going to talk about our brackets. It is March, so let's talk some college basketball. We all made our brackets this week, and it's funny. ESPN does it like where I can't see your bracket until it's like officially
out.
Yeah, I was so confused on that.
Because you're probably like, why haven't you
Well,
done
because
it?
the R1 for school too, like CBS locks it too. So like you can
Yeah,
only
you can't see it
yours.
till it's live.
So it all says completed, but I'm like,
Until it's
Is
live,
it
you can't
though?
see him.
We can talk through them now. You just won't be. Obviously,
How do we want to talk through this? Do we?
We'll
do we
just
wanna, do you want to?
go through, and if we have any like major upsets or anything,
Okay.
like anything crazy that
I mean, I won't lie. I feel like I've been watching a lot of college basketball over the last 3 weeks, and I'm pretty vanilla this year. In terms of my I did not pick a lot of upsets. I think my Final Four like is pretty straightforward. But I feel like it's interesting. But so for me, I will comment on your guys' upsets, but I feel like I didn't really choose a whole lot of them.
what's your Final Four? That's what I want. That's
Yeah.
like the
Okay.
first thing. Tell me your Final Four.
My Final Four is Auburn, Michigan State, Duke, Alabama.
Okay.
mine is.
No, who do you have from the Midwest? Because Duke and Alabama are on the same side.
Oh, sorry.
Are on the same one.
Sorry. Michigan State,
State.
Florida, Duke, Houston. Sorry.
Okay. So you have
I have 3 number ones, Michigan State.
I do too, which is like
And no, it's
Unheard-
annoying,
it's
but it's
not-
like
yeah.
it probably is going to happen. I think the team that is beatable, like that will lose out of the 4 number 1 seeds, it is to me it's Auburn. Like
oh yeah,
they
they're-
don't shoot very well. They rely so much on rebounding and they're really good second chance points. So
Yeah.
yeah. I don't have a number one in the Final Four.
really, okay.
None
so
of
tell,
mine made it.
and this is like a bracket that like, you're like serious about. You're not
Yes.
just like playing around.
No,
here.
my playing around
Okay,
is
well, who
SIU
is-
winning it all.
SIUE baby, we believe. What's your Final Four?
Okay, so Michigan State, St. John's, Alabama, and I have Clemson coming. I have
Clemson.
Clemson coming out of the bottom.
Okay. Is there any reason why? Because what's your reasoning behind Clemson coming out?
I think Houston is the most beatable.
Dude, they have
Number
they're
one.
good guards.
Their big man, he's coming back too, and he's so good.
I get it. I genuinely, I honestly,
lottery pick.
I don't even have, I even fought Gonzaga beating Houston.
Okay.
in the
I
second round.
I debated on that game
I could
because
see
they have
it.
they have bigs, and so
But
that game was going to be interesting.
But I didn't. I waited until Clemson got them in the Sweet 16. So
Okay.
I waited.
So what is your main upset then in your bracket? Who do you think do you have one at all or?
I mean, so my Final Four is Iowa State, Florida, Duke, and Houston.
So Iowa State, they're coming out of the South.
Yeah, so I have Louisville beating Auburn.
Oh,
so
wow,
I have
so that's-
Auburn winning,
okay.
but Louisville is so good.
They're
man.
so good.
I've watched them.
They're
play.
so good, yeah. When their guard, I don't remember his name. Maybe it's like Edwards or something like that.
Yeah.
But I can't remember his name exactly. But he's solid.
I got
Solid.
Creighton beating them.
Lakers in 5.
I don't know. I
Creighton
watched Creighton in
Creighton's-
there.
They shoot. If they're hitting their threes, they're really really
And
good.
they can be pretty physical.
but
it's coming out of the Big East, they can be pretty physical.
that's
which
fair.
is why I put them. Honestly, the Louisville Creighton, you could flip a coin, and I would have been like, sure.
But I
That's what I would take.
I have a couple of I have a lot of brackets actually, and I switched to Michigan, Texas A&M like every one
I just do one bracket. I feel like I just do one.
I got Michigan losing first
because
round.
I have Texas A&M is good. Like,
Yeah, they're really
good. Watching them play, obviously in the SEC, it's like, oh yeah, but Michigan, like the way they handled teams recently, it's like,
I was just
golly.
saying, they're on fire
Michigan
now.
looks really good. They have really good
But
guards
I'm-
and they have a really good
I
bigs.
think the break is going to kill them.
It's
I have them losing in the first round.
one
Maybe.
game, and
UC San Diego.
I have
UC
New
San
Mexico
Diego.
State winning, beating Michigan State.
Really?
I mean, New Mexico State's pretty good, but
Yeah, but they're so well coached. Michigan State's so well
I
coached.
know.
I mean, literally, Final Four appearances, Elite Eight appearances for Izzo is ridiculous.
I do have 3 double-digit seeds in my Sweet 16.
really,
So tell me who that is. Well, one, tell me who you have.
Actually,
winning.
I have 4.
I have Florida winning.
You have Florida. I have Duke winning. Who do you have winning?
Bama.
Bam. Okay, you've been saying that for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
And
have
then
4
who-
doubles.
double seeds. Who do you have beat? Who do you have them beating?
I have UC San Diego beating Michigan and A&M. I have
Any reason for that?
UC San Diego. Just they're like a very fast, and so
They just
sometimes
run.
I think that that helps. And then I have them losing to Auburn.
Okay.
Sweet 16. I have North UNC. I have them beating Ole Miss or San Diego State beating Ole Miss. Iowa State.
That's the hard thing about some of the teams that are in the play-in. Like they
It's a
can
we-
beat you.
Yes.
Like they can. That's what I was so sad about Ohio State not making the tournament. Like, and they didn't deserve to play, but they can play with anybody.
Neither does UNC.
Like, and
Never
UNC can play with anybody. Texas can play with anybody because they have good guards and they have a decent size. So
And if you win that play-in game, like you have
momentum,
Yeah.
all the things. Yeah, absolutely.
I have Grand Canyon in my Sweet 16.
That's
Dude.
insane. I like GCU obviously, but
But I
They were
watched-
better last year than they
I
are
watched
this
them
year.
through their whole conference tournament because I
looked
yeah
good?
and yeah
They were better last year than they are
to
this
me
year.
that all depends on how that game's officiated
Really?
because I think if it's let go, Grand Canyon is they're physical.
And
Like
s-
defensively, they like to.
Say it again. Who do you have
Oh.
Grand Canyon beating?
So I have Grand Canyon beating Maryland, and I actually have them beating Colorado State because I have Colorado State beating Memphis as well.
Okay.
I have McNeese beating Clemson.
I do. Yeah.
But I mean, McNeese is coached by Will Wade, former LSU
Mhm.
head coach, and he is
the love of
such
the Tigers.
But
I
he's
do
just
have-
such a good coach.
Yeah.
And McNeese is like the fact they're 2 years in a row making the tournament from where they are is
Right.
like insane.
Insane.
I do have VCU. That's my last.
Okay.
VCU is like a top defensive team.
So your Elite Eight is what?
My Elite Eight is it is Florida, St. John's, Clemson, Tennessee, Duke and Alabama, Auburn, and Michigan State.
Okay.
Yeah, mine is Illinois, Houston, Wisconsin, Duke, St. John's, Florida, Iowa State, Louisville.
Okay. Mine is Michigan State, Florida, Duke, Houston, Clemson, and UConn. So
Yeah. It'll be cool to now watch these
I know
like over
and
the
see,
next couple of weeks.
see how
and
it goes.
Uh,
Okay.
Yeah, I can't wait for none of mine to work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you
too.
picked a lot of
I-
upsets.
I
so.
always do. I typically always.
All right, Jeremy, move us on, man.
All right, we're going to move into our third segment. What if debates? Okay. And so it's just, I mean, it's tough because
These
like
are so hard.
I know that's the point though. That's like I want you guys to have a real discussion about it, like truly talk about it. And so we're just gonna ask some what if questions that if they never happened or they did happen, where would we be as a society?
I
as
have a very
as
hot take about
as leagues,
this first one.
different things like that. So the first what if question is,
I think I have one as well.
what if Derrick Rose never got injured?
Okay.
Are you talking about like in general or just like
I
that
mean,
time?
Like he
He had a LeBron arc in terms of like injuries. Like it was very like no injuries whatsoever, basically.
yeah,
Okay.
he
But
goes
Played at the level that he was playing at.
he comes down from that dunk and like continues to play MVP basketball.
My hot take on that situation is if Derrick Rose is able to play and like continue what he was doing, Steph Curry does not exist. Like the game of basketball, when Derrick Rose, he was arguably the best point guard in the league. If you called him a point guard, I mean, he was a scoring guard. That was what a scoring guard did. like because Russell Westbrook comes out of that. You have different players. If the league isn't running that direction and they get behind, because Derrick Rose relatively was the face of the league, like outside of LeBron James coming out of the East, it was Derrick Rose. He was MVP. He was the everything of the league. He was the next great thing. Gets injured, and then the game completely changes for guards. Like guards were more physical. Guards were attacking the rim, and then you have a transition into more of a Steph type of guard or a more like traditional point guard. I personally believe if Derrick Rose never gets injured, he's definitely an NBA champion, whether it was with Chicago or not, I don't know. But I think the league is completely different for guards. I think it's more of a Derrick Rose, Ja Morant like character arc than it is a Steph Curry.
I would say he's the greatest point guard of all time if he doesn't get hurt. Like
scoring guard for sure. Like scoring guard.
I'd say point guard in general because the way that he like commanded the court and like you had to be. Because I also think too, he eventually would have been able to. He didn't shoot the best, but I do think like,
he would have picked it up.
He would have picked it up,
Yeah.
And so then like
maybe
you would have been like, how do you guard him then?
Exactly.
If he can go around you and can jump with anybody, and then if he can, even if he shot at like 33%, like
right,
what do you do?
Right. I mean, he felt unguardable. Like he felt for the size. It was like, how is he actually unguardable?
Yeah, like. It's so hard because I really do. Yeah, I do think he would have been best point guard of all time.
Like I'm not saying I'm misspeaking a little bit. I'm not saying Steph Curry is nothing, but I don't know that the game
switches
because it switches completely over.
I think point guards got scared because you saw what after he he's not the same.
The game,
and so like
because it's like Ja Morant was like a breath of fresh air. It was like, oh.
It's like
guards still do this,
and it's like Derrick Rose. Almost,
yes.
it's like he had that Derrick Rose sense in him. And
that's a good
people
one,
told
Jeremy.
him too.
That's
like,
a really good. Like, yeah, what if? Absolutely.
Even people were warning Ja, like, calm down.
You don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know how you're gonna land. Like,
and
you're not.
And
big.
they always bring it back to Derrick Rose. What if this happens?
Derrick Rose, yeah, interesting.
I feel for him. Okay, what you got?
Yeah. Next, what if? And these, there's two here. Oh, no, never mind. I took one out. There were two here that could have gone in tandem with each other.
Okay.
And I'll tell you the other one, but we don't debate that.
Okay.
Just this one. What if the Seahawks had ran the football instead of the throw?
Are we talking this one?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
This is the one that we're talking. The one I
Okay.
took out is what if 28-3 never happened? What if the Falcons ended up winning that Super Bowl?
Should we low key?
I mean, that's actually the one that I'd want to debate.
I was gonna say,
but they both affect. I don't know.
Because to me, if 28-3 happens, if 28-3 is real life and the Falcons end up blowing out Tom Brady, he's no longer the GOAT.
Well, I mean,
like legit.
I think
you have a Super Bowl loss of more than 3 touchdowns,
I feel like they would have scored. Like even if they came back.
Yeah, but like
28.
You're talking like because I mean it could have been 35-21,
17 or something.
Yeah, by the
I
end
get
of the
that.
game.
Okay. Yeah, let's just do the Seahawks one. Let's do the Seahawks one.
Okay.
Because they both answer. I mean, you're
Yeah.
answering the same
Sure.
question with both of them.
Sure.
So
Seahawks win, Legion of Boom stays, and because didn't they just collapsed?
Yeah, everything kind of goes.
'Cause, like,
I mean, Richard Sherman went from like the number 1 corner in the league to like a nobody. Like literally, it all collapsed in like blink of an eye.
That one play call literally ruined that franchise. So I genuinely think they run it, they win, and then they're running it back, and now you have a ring. You're ready to go because that would have been number 2 because they beat the brakes off the Broncos.
Right.
That was one of the worst Super Bowls ever watched.
Yeah, I mean, I think Marshawn Lynch is like he's more recently retiring rather than like multiple years ago. I think he's in the league still. I think running backs probably get paid earlier if Marshawn Lynch is in the league. Like, because that's the hardest thing about running backs, and I think an argument that probably isn't kept. Marshawn Lynch retires early, and like arguably he was the best running back in the NFL. Like, arguably, maybe he wasn't necessarily the number 1 guy.
But he was still like
2014. It was probably Todd Gurley.
Todd Gurley was up there.
He was still top 5. I would definitely say.
But what he was able to do was just ridiculous. But okay, interesting.
And you got to think because then next year, the Marshawn Lynch in 2015 Had 111 carries for 400 yards and 3 touchdowns. He only played in 7 games.
Yeah.
It's like, man, what happened?
Yeah.
It's just the fall off is
Mhm.
insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it's not like they like kind of got back to the playoff, but like it just seemed like after that it was gone.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was gone.
Okay.
That was
Yeah.
insane.
Marshawn Lynch was 4th on yards that year. DeMarco Murray was 1st with almost 1,900.
It's
How much
amazing.
time we got?
We're good.
Okay.
We'll do one more of these,
Okay.
and then
Pick whichever one.
I think you guys probably want to do the last one. What if blocked by James did not happen?
Okay, so my question is, do the Warriors win that game?
I mean, it was tied. Iguodala makes that. They go up 2 with 1:50 left.
Should we go with the Warriors win that game and win the
I mean, if
finals?
the Warriors win that game, dude, that's like
like because
another
I
finals.
think like even if he doesn't block in the Cavs, win, who cares, right?
But if
Yeah.
you're.
I mean, in
guess your
terms of
what if is like-
terms of legacy for LeBron James, he needed to win that game.
yes.
So let's say he doesn't block it, it goes in. Warriors win until they win the NBA
That's fine.
Finals.
Yeah.
Like that is that work?
His legacy is definitely impacted. I think the hardest part about it all is just the reality of like his legacy is just drastically impacted.
Do you think when did he leave after he won that finals game
so
or after he won the finals with Cleveland? I can't remember.
26 like to go to LA?
Yeah, like when did he leave?
I think he left in 2018, so 2018 into 19 season.
Because it was after that.
Because
KD
2018, it was when they lost it. J.R. Smith does the dumb like he doesn't understand the clock. Yeah, it was that off season that he went to LA.
because he won the finals, and then Kevin Durant. That's when Kevin Durant went to the Warriors,
And
then he lost
arguably
2 in a row.
2018 was peak LeBron. Like arguably just 2018. That's
Yeah.
peak LeBron James.
And then his legacy because he has to realistically. But I don't know if Golden State wins. Like
Well-
I don't think they go and get. They may still have, but Kevin Durant probably not.
Well, Kevin
Because
Durant.
I think they're feeling fine. But I think LeBron doesn't leave until he wins a ring. Like regardless.
No, I mean he probably does stay in Cleveland longer.
Like I think he stays there until he can win one.
Yeah, but that would have just been another finals loss. Man, I don't want to talk about this. That would like it makes me sad to think about it, and it didn't happen, so I'm good.
I think he stays. I'll speak. I think he stays. I do think he eventually gets one in
Right.
Cleveland, but to all that and to kind of because. And not only that, but that's a 3. He came back down 3-1,
Yeah,
which I think also
that was
like
that is like it
never-
probably will never happen
it
again.
never happened. Never happened. It was the first time ever. So like that also just adds to it. But like
Yeah,
you're down
just the
3-1,
magnitude.
you win those 2, and then you lose Game 7. It's just like that also just kind of kills.
Another question is what happens? What if Draymond Green doesn't have to get suspended for one game? I don't think it makes that much of a difference, but I would argue potentially it does too, because he would have been guarding partially LeBron sometimes, and then also he would have, their offense
he
kind of
got-
runs through what he does.
So they lost 5 at Cleveland. No,
Mm,
they lost.
Well, then,
they went down 2-0.
Kyrie got hurt too.
Yeah, they went down 2-0.
I'm trying to think. Was
They
because
went down.
Draymond got ejected and then got suspended for Game 5 or 6.
I think he
I think it was 5 at home.
I don't
and then they
think
went to
he-
Cleveland. You knew where they weren't going to.
Mhm.
You knew Golden State wasn't going to win it.
correct.
And then it went back.
Correct.
I do think they win that Game 5. Look, honestly, I think if he doesn't get suspended.
Yeah, I mean, because
Because
Golden
at
State.
home,
Yeah.
and you're up 3-1, you have all the momentum,
Maybe.
and you've been dominating.
Come on,
I think you win
Draymond,
it.
got to figure it out, big dog.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Let's go.
All right,
we got?
let's draft.
All right, final segment, baby.
Yeah, we're drafting because it's March. It's March.
Oh, am I middle today?
Yeah, I'm first.
Come on, baby.
Because it's March.
Actually, I'm chilling.
I don't know. This one's tough. We're drafting our top 4
Okay.
greatest college basketball players of the last 25 years.
So from 2001.
Yep. And so these are best players.
I don't think it matters.
Iconic.
But like if they played from like 98 to 2002,
Yeah,
is
you're
that-
good,
That's
you're
good.
good.
Okay.
Because I know who you're talking about.
You said what year?
Like if they started in like 1998 and then
Oh, that's fine.
played
Yeah,
until
yeah.
2000, like
I don't know
are
who
they
he's
still
talking about. So it's okay.
I genuinely just made that up, so I don't know.
Oh,
Okay.
well, there's people that
I'm sure there is,
All
but
right.
like I was just making it up.
All right, Jeremy.
Man, the 101 is tough.
your Mount Rushmore, no particular order, but your Mount Rushmore number 1 pick is who?
Oh no, I don't want to play the game too much because I just don't know who will come back to me. But I think I gotta go. Let's go Stephen Curry. Davidson.
That's a great pick. That Davidson run was insane.
And
what
it
he was doing,
literally
was he the leading
only
scorer
because-
of that? Was he college basketball's leading scorer that year?
Yeah. Well, at least he made 41% of his shots from 3 that year. He was scoring. He led Division I men's basketball in scoring with 29 points a game.
Oh my gosh.
He led
I still remember too, like him and March, and then it just panning immediately to LeBron. Just in the stands, just like, oh, this is coming.
With his little flip
yeah,
phone.
he's like, oh, this is coming. Okay, that's a great.
All right, I'm the number 2 pick. My number 1 pick though is JJ Redick.
Yeah, that's fair.
JJ Redick, like 2002, 2006. This guy, 26.8 points per game, 41.13% 3-point percentage, 91% free throw percentage. The dude was an absolute dog. That's my number 1 pick.
Okay, I get 2 here. All right. So I'm gonna go. This may be. We'll see. We'll see how we feel here. Okay. So I'm going with Melo.
Okay.
Melo is one of mine at Syracuse, and then I'm also going to go with Anthony Davis at Kentucky. Those are my
That's fair.
my first ones.
That's fair.
Feeling good about it.
He didn't take one of mine, so that's good.
Yeah, that's solid.
Sure.
I may have played the game too safely here because I also have 2 that I'm really hoping I can eventually snag.
All right,
But we'll
my
see.
number 2 pick. Oh gosh, I don't want him to be gone. Do you get 2? Oh gosh, I'm in a terrible position. I'm going Jimmer Fredette.
Dang it, that was one of my next.
I was seeing who it was.
I'm
Well,
going
he wasn't one of
Jimmer.
mine.
That was insane. Like that was insane basketball.
That was like the first ever time I've heard like a full song just be made over a college basketball play. Although John Wall may have had one before, but Jimmer, oh man,
just in the
Jimmer
tournament.
gave us hope.
Yeah.
Jimmer gave us hope.
Just being like watching the tournament and being like Jimmer for 3, Jimmer from the logo.
He was shooting
Bang!
just deep threes.
Not only that, but he could create too,
Oh,
which
yeah.
I thought
he was
insane.
quick, man.
All right. I'd like it to be known that my 2 top players are 2 white shooters.
Hey, that's fine, bro. That's like
Hey,
what
man.
that's what gets like
The college
basketball like
Mhm.
that's why you make Cinderella runs because of those guys.
Those
the
guys.
Dude from what is it with the mustache? What school?
Adam Morrison.
No, it was like 2 years ago. Blue school. They were. No, I don't-
Can't stand-
hey, okay.
Ah.
My second pick.
I know what
Is-
Theo's is.
My second pick is 6'3" from Kentucky,
Mm.
John Wall. I mean,
Okay.
the
Okay.
iconic-
Now I need.
I'm
I
just going
need you-
iconic because
I
it's
need.
like the
I
Dougie.
need you to not do what I feel like
But
you're gonna do.
no, I don't know. There is a player that I remember this call, and it gives me
Oh my gosh.
chills.
Oh my gosh.
It gives me
Is this it?
chills.
Please say it. Please say it.
This call, like I remember, I used to do it in my driveway
Oh,
and at the
no.
church.
In the
It
driveway.
was hoping scouts were coming by and watching me and hitting this game-winning 3. But
I think you're good.
step back, Walker, cardiac Kimba.
It was not a 3. It was
Oh, it was a
17
2.
footer.
It was a
Gosh
2.
dang it!
But it was a 2.
Cardiac Kimba.
Cardiac Kimba. I gotta go
I feel
Kimba Walker,
As
man.
soon as he started.
It's just, dude, it was such an iconic call.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
And
like,
he
I
was
mean,
just,
And Pittsburgh that season was just nasty. Oh, that hurts. 'cause
It does hurt.
I saw you had it.
It
and
does hurt.
Jeremy started building up, and then he said the 3, and then I felt you were like you were safe.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So-
forgot it was, I remember he stepped back
Yeah,
from like
yeah.
the free throw line.
So on my next pick, I'm going Homer. I think he was one of the greatest college basketball players of all time. Did not have a successful NBA career because he got injured. Greg Oden. That dude was ridiculous. He was the first overall pick in the draft. He for Portland Trail,
Portland.
yeah. And so, poor guy for sure. But Greg Oden, from Indianapolis, so got to watch him play in high school. He actually played my high school in the regional championship, and it went down to the wire. They ended up beating us, but it was super cool. Greg Oden is my number 3.
I got 2 now, don't I?
Gosh, dude, yes you
I
do.
gotta
And I'm so
finish.
upset because Kimba is a dog.
Okay.
What you got?
I'm going with Tyler Hansbrough
Okay.
from North
I get that
Carolina.
for sure.
Yeah, Tyler. Again,
When you think of college basketball, I do believe you think of Tyler Hansbrough.
yeah, like his physical toughness at UNC and again, doesn't translate, but won a title, first team every year in college, player of the year once, All-American twice, won award. Yeah, phenomenal. This last one I'm really struggling with. Anybody want to trade?
I will gladly go before you.
No, there's no trade.
Okay. Yeah. So I remember watching him. It was towards the end of his time here that he really turned into one of the greatest shooters I've ever watched. And
Okay.
that would be Buddy Hield. At
Okay.
Oklahoma.
Okay. Buddy
Hield
Interesting.
was one that people forget, but also dude just did not
That was Oklahoma, right?
miss. Yeah.
Okay.
I was struggling between him and one more.
Okay. Okay. My final pick of my Mount Rushmore. I was debating between 2 guys. One who is like an NBA, he's a top 20 player of all time. The other one is really good, but man. I feel like because people will be voting on this, one and dones don't feel like they mean enough to me right now.
I feel that.
Because a part of me wants to say,
I took a one and done.
I'm gonna go for my heart. I'm going Michael Beasley.
That was
that guy, man. My next pick was either going to be him or Kevin Durant, and Michael Beasley as a scorer in college basketball was unfair. You could not stop the guy. So I personally just feel like Michael Beasley.
That's a great one. That was one I struggled with too.
Jeremy,
Hey,
who you got?
my last pick. You guys are gonna be shocked, for real.
okay,
Genuinely, but I think I have to do it justice. Okay, but my 4th most iconic college basketball player is Caitlin Clark.
Oh, well,
Bro, we
come
didn't
on.
specify.
I know we didn't, but now we are all gonna feel bad.
That's fine. I feel like that.
For
pulls
the
me down in
record,
the
we both Trey and I both assumed this was male.
I
college
definitely
basketball.
assumed that this was male dominant, or I definitely would have put both Caitlin Clark and Diana Taurasi in my list. But Caitlin Clark is a fine pick.
I'll change it.
No, Caitlin Clark needs
I
some
would have
love.
put Brianna Stewart on there.
Yeah, that's fair.
Stud.
I was assuming it was a male list.
That's fine. I'll change it.
I think we all agree though. Caitlin Clark, yes.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Especially because she what she did over the course of 4 or 5 years was insane.
Shoot, at this point, put her on the WNBA Mount Rushmore.
Honestly.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
Just put it on there already.
All right. So who are you picking? Sorry to take that from you.
It's
but
okay. It doesn't matter. It was more so I wanted to give her
Sure.
her flowers kind
Sure.
of thing.
Sure.
Let's go D Wade. Marquette.
Oof.
That's a good one.
That's a great pick. I love that. So Theo, who were your 4?
So Anthony Davis, Buddy Hield. Oh my gosh, now I'm forgetting already. Let me go back to my list. Melo, yeah,
And then who? Was your 4th?
and Tyler Hansbrough.
Tyler Hansbrough. Mine was J.J. Redick, Jimmer Fredette, Greg Oden, Michael Beasley. Jeremy.
I
What was yours?
had, man, I don't remember now. On the spot, Kimball Walker.
Oh gosh, I wanted him so bad.
Cardiac Kimba.
Did you say Jimmer?
No.
No,
Yeah,
I had
Jimmer.
Jimmer.
Man, why? I gotta type these out as I'm
So
saying.
Dwayne
I know.
Wade.
I need to start.
D Wade.
You had
John Wall.
John
D
Wall.
Wade. Who was my first overall pick?
You had Steph.
Steph Curry.
That's right.
Yeah, Steph Curry, D Wade, John Wall, and my
Kimba.
Kimba Walker.
Who's your least favorite?
Of my pick? Or my least favorite college basketball player of all time?
Like who's one that was like your, or should we save this for a different one? Because
we can save it.
Because I feel
we'll
like
do like hot takes of like least favorite.
because I was thinking
athletes.
like coming from watching like again Big Ten teams against Illinois, I have a couple that I would if they walked in this room,
Yeah, Theo's doing damage, I guess.
I'm turn my nickname into the Grim Reaper on some of these guys.
This is not a violent podcast. I'm sorry. Anyway, that was fun. This is super, super cool. So I love that. I love this segment. But anyway, we're going to close the show down for the evening. And we will see you next time. Thanks for joining us again for Rivalry on the Mic. We'll see you later.
Yep.